production houses do not own actors. Actors are freelancers.
Oh, actors are freelancers.
They are freelancers.
So what becomes of an actor who's registered into a production house?
That's where I am. And we are strongly, Nakam is strongly behind the actors, and so we invade that audition and call and tell that, and we tell send as much information out to the actors. Nobody should pay any dime for that, and we make sure we also call the attention of the regional delegate of that department or wherever. Yes, because we have the right as a labor organization, yes, as a trade union, to defend our members. So we go to the government and say, hey, somebody wants to exploit our members, so they should call him to order. This is not how it's supposed to be. So there are some of those fights, those are those things we have, and we're pushing, we're making way. In those days, it wasn't like that, but we are going, we're making waves, we're making steps, giant steps.
And we can see the everything pertaining to the actors is increasing and increasing and increasing.
We're taking strides,
You can see for yourself, an actor now is able
to ride
a car, move abroad,
put food on the table.
Those are things that are coming now to light, and it's really.
We have festivals like Toronto International Festival. Actors have been going to Canada. I went there with others.
Yes,
I went there with Auntie Felicia, with Candy Loris, Kingsley, and all. Some of us went there. We've been having Montana recently going to Russia. Representing in Russia. It's an actor. We have many. So many of those actors who are even comedians now. We find comedians because all of them you find them in the US. You have Spaco, you have Caro, you have Felicia. They are all members of NACAM. They are registered members of NACAM. They are actors.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think we are making strides.
Yes.
Okay. Because now the industry as it is right now, to talk about the vision of the industry, which means that progressively a lot of things are happening positively.
Sure.
I think so.
And the educational process, because now we know the educational process, I think, is the problem right now, because there are a lot of information just from the summary we've dished out. I'm trying to understand that.
Sensitization.
Yes, there's a level of sensitization. I think the sensitization that's supposed to go on right now is so voracious that I don't know, there should be an approach to this.
It's unfortunate that most of our bloggers and influencers have tended to spoil the social media with beefings or quarreling. I don't know if that's their own way of making money online. I don't know. Because those are things like this. Selling our own should have been what they are doing.
Yes.
That's what they should have been doing. Selling our industry, selling our own actors, but they spend time. Our influencers and bloggers, their ears are so wide open for a beefing or a quarrel this way. That's why they'll pick the whole time. But there are more important things they should do. When they hear that, of recent, National Actors Guild had a workshop that lasted for 3 days with a General Assembly meeting.
And trainings
of actors. We incorporated driving schools who had to teach basic driving lessons to actors, because that's a talent
which an actor should
know. We had mental Nigerians who came to teach swimming to actors. There were so many other things. And the news went out. How many bloggers brought it out?
No.
Do they want to be paid before they bring things like that? That's what they would want. But how many of them are being paid to scandalize people's names? How many of them are being paid to spread false information?
And it becomes important because actors happen to be the holders of our culture.
Yes.
If our culture is to be sold out through language, through behavior, through branding, whatever is to be done by actors, the influencers.
Before the camera. Yes. The actors are the ones before the camera. Those are the people the world see. When you talk about the movie industry, those are the people the world see. My old mama at home will not see the person behind the camera. He doesn't even know him that much.
Yeah.
He doesn't have time for the producer.
Mm-hmm.
But when he watches or she watches the movies, those are the people she sees and identify herself. When you speak the language as an actor, if I were to be on a scene and I sing the song that I just sang to, and all mama in my village will identify with me.
Yes.
Children in the village will identify with me.
Yeah, which means that I love it because, like, imagine someone is passing that I'm walking past a particular house and I hear that scene. Like, that's my country song.
Exactly.
Automatically, it rings a bell.
Yes.
You would want to see what is happening on that screen. That's right.
There was this year we actually eradicated because artists were using animation
Yes.
to represent the background dancing and reaction to their songs.
The songs.
And we actually made them to understand that those things could be done with actors in collaboration. And you see now, instead of taking animation
From
foreign land, even the feeling is not there. You sit there. If you take, let's say, Whitney Minstrel, he's dancing his banso cultural dance, and then you see an animation reacting to it. Just a small child that dances there, a grandmother or anybody will relate to that child rather than the animated stuff. So culture is being reincarnated. That's what I see. Yes, and it's coming out strongly. There was a time I never thought someone would sing music in Lamso or Banso or Momentum and people would dance to it. But it's making waves
now. It's making waves.
The secular songs we hear out there. Yes.
Our folklore musics now they're selling.
They're
And you
great.
find most of them, you find the actors there, we hire them to dance to together with dance crews and all that.
Which means that actors are really supposed to. And I think the first steps to actors getting into the industry has to do with maybe being identified from a production house, which means that Nakam, I don't know, has to try send some letters to production house, maybe plead on them to send them actors. I mean, like, help them orientate the actors towards them. Because I think it should be a collaboration something. Although the Nakam is big. I'm not saying Nakam is not big.
No, it's big.
I'm just saying that if Nakam could just know, okay, now we have production A that just came into play, why not send a letter to them? In orientating the production house itself, advantage of your actors having to work with us. I mean, something like that maybe from the base.
There is something you're getting to that point which I'm trying to make you what we're fighting against.
Yes.
Production houses do not own actors. Actors are freelancers.
Oh, actors are freelancers.
They are freelancers.
So what becomes of an actor who's registered into a production house?
That's where I am going to. There is always this mistake, this fallacy that owners of production houses have. That if you are an actor with a production house, you have no right to belong to
another
to go in a project.
Yes.
If you are not of that if it's not done by the production house, which is wrong. An actor is a freelancer. The fact that you're at that production house does not give an exclusive clause for them to hold on to you.
Yes.
That you cannot act in any project anywhere. No.
But I think that one can still maybe be a management kind of thing.
It's not.
No.
It is not. That's why we say an actor is a freelancer. So if you have a clause in any contract by a production house to think that it owns
the right
as
to
actor, it is null and void.
Which means that if an actor is to belong in a production house, how does it work then? Because let's assume, okay, this actor is signed into the production house.
A production house is only to train.
Okay, to train them.
It's not your manager.
So who is to be the manager then? What if the production house is the manager?
If you want a manager, then sign in for a manager.
And follow it.
Get a manager and get a contract with the manager. You understand?
Yes.
But if there's an existing production house that says, I own this actor, he should not act in this project. No.
You have groomed them.
One of the objectives of a production house is the main objective of a production house is just to groom actors. It's
And
not to
send them out
personalize
for
and
work.
own them. They are
Yes.
freelancers. They are free to act anywhere, anytime.
Which means that
So production houses
that's
that
my
do
understanding.
exclusive clauses
Yes.
to chain or tie down actors.
Mhm.
Those clauses are null and void. Those are the things that NACAM is fighting against.
Which means that a production house is supposed to only stand to focus their mind on just let's say management.
Training actors and doing projects.
What
Yes.
if the
If
production
I
house
come
want
to
to
you-
manage?
Excuse me,
Yes.
if I come to you
Mm-hmm.
as the CEO to a
Production house. Yes.
and I'm telling you, I've always dreamt to be an actor.
Mhm.
Please, can you bring me up so that I
Groom
can
me.
What is the objective of that? Of you taking that child? It means that child wants to be seen on a big screen one
That
day.
is it.
Yes.
You are incapable of producing
Mhm.
those films that will showcase that actor
The actor.
to a level where the child can even be seen internationally. Then you have failed. So why groom the people
And you
then
keep them in the
with
cupboard,
you?
on the closet.
The campaign we did lately
Yes.
for the workshop,
Mm-hmm.
I think we saw almost 40% of the leaders, owners of production houses getting themselves registered
Yes, they
under
registered.
under CFI
Under CFI.
umbrella
Yes.
in their different domains.
Mm-hmm.
So in CFI we have the Actors Guild, Technicians Guild,
Producers Guild, Directors Guild, whatsoever.
Screenwriters Guild.
Yes.
You understand? So they are leaving those children in the middle of the road
Mm-hmm.
and then going to identify with something they've seen that is good. So
Now,
at the end,
let me try to put this in a
Yes.
literal form.
Yes.
Okay, now let's say there is this big project of the Fisherman's Diary.
Yes. The
That we
Fisherman's
all know
Diary.
how in
Yes.
Cameroon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Suppose an actor,
Mm-hmm.
let's say we take a Small Mommy in that movie.
Yes.
Eh? If Small Mommy was with a production house,
Mm-hmm.
not so,
Yes.
that are trying to groom her, to train her,
Mhm.
to acting and all that, and then the producers of Fisherman's Diary
Mm-hmm.
comes up and say, "Hey, I want to use come, let me use you in my movie. I have a contract with you." And the owner of that production house says no. When you cannot do a project as big as Fisherman's Diary,
yes,
what harm are you causing to that child?
exactly.
So those are the things. Every actor's dream
Mm-hmm.
is to appear or to feature in the biggest screen possible
Yes.
for the world.
But that is true. I want to talk from the standpoint of, okay, let me talk about the production house
Okay.
who is invested money. You understand? Because now the production house has invested money. Let's say
How does
in
it
the production,
invest? That is where the problem
As in
comes.
how?
How does the production house invest?
let's assume the production house has invested money into like production house for a start, getting all this registration, and now has identified this particular character they may want to work with for a very long time. So how does this now go into play? What if they want to have this person full time as an actor in their production house?
Let me tell you how production houses work and
Okay.
should work. Production houses, we come together.
Yes.
You may be the head of the production house.
Mhm.
Say I don't know, we call it director or whatsoever
Yes.
of the production house,
Mhm.
the manager of the production house.
Mm-hmm.
We all come together. We train ourselves. If we need somebody to train us,
Mm-hmm.
we need a connoisseur,
Yes.
an art teacher,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
a stage manager or whatsoever. We contribute our money, we invite
We
in camps
invite.
and teachers.
Yes.
We want to make a project, we contribute our monies, we make a project.
Mm-hmm.
The simple thing is that, okay, in an organization there is a head,
Yes.
so that we do things orderly. It doesn't give you the right to personalize me.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? That's how production houses should work. But most people don't understand it that way.
But wait, why should production houses work this way? Because from what I'm getting, I look at it like this right is just like instigating for the rights of the actor and not looking at the rights of the production house. Does a production house has a particular right? Because let's assume, let's say for instance, the production house consider the actors as their product. For instance, we've groomed them.
Yes.
Now the actors have come to limelight.
Yes.
They are now in limelight. Okay, how do we do now to maybe make out something from this? Because you've deprived the production house from signing the actor maybe for a managerial deal. I understand the aspect of keeping maybe the actor.
If you are a manager,
Yes.
if you want to say you are a manager too, an actor.
Not an imposery manager.
That's what I'm saying, because in this case, it is
You
imposed.
grooming the
Then
child.
there must be a contract that
Yes.
you are managing this
I'm
actor.
managing
So that
you.
whatever deal the actors has,
So
or
there's
say,
a
okay,
quota
see
that
my
goes
manager.
in. Yes.
Okay, which means that who is to supervise the contract? The production house comes forth with the contract, and the contract is
In
supervised
which case,
by.
we will believe that the
Is it-
production house has a legal backing.
Now, the
That
thing is
you,
this:
you
Yes.
understand?
every actor has the right to determine his contract the way he wants to be.
Yes.
Okay.
And if you are ignorant or you don't know what to do,
Mm-hmm.
you have the right to take it. If you think your production manager can help you better,
Mm-hmm.
take it there.
Yes.
If you think you're a member of NACAM
Yes.
and NACAM legal bench
Mm-hmm.
can help you, call them in.
Mm-hmm.
But now, if you're a member of NACAM and you're a member of a production house,
Mm-hmm.
and NACAM sees that the production house is doing what is not correct to you, NACAM comes in.
That's based on the contract that was made.
No.
Because it's a,
Based on the
even
fact
the
that
contract you made, if
registered
that
member
contract,
on a NACAM who has its eyes on your benefits. So if NACAM knows that you are not attaining or receiving what you wanted to achieve from the production house, NACAM comes into, let's say, wash your eyes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I think is
to tell you, to direct you on your rights.
Yes.
Yes. I
Because
mean,
so many of these actors don't even know their rights.
They don't.
They don't know the rights they have vis-a-vis the production houses.
They worship
Yes.
They don't know.
the people
Mhm.
who own those houses.
Yes. And some of them are like dictators, you know, they like overlords.
mhm.
And so that's one of the things of the existence of NACAM.
Yes, but I think NACAM should see into leaving the actors to also be able to exploit the world and grow.
We do.
To also be able to explore the world
That
and
is
grow.
NACAM's objective.
Yes, so I think because I believe there are production houses out there who respect your actors, Mr. President.
They do.
There's this guy,
They do.
Grace at Work.
Yeah, it's at work.
He is
It's a production house
really a collaborator.
Mhm.
with,
He is everywhere with NACAM.
with NACAM, with
Until
CSI, with
when he
everything.
got registered recently.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
He registers
The
the
children
actors,
he
they
trains,
register the children
he
there
registers them.
to NACAM.
Mhm.
let me explain something.
Mhm.
In Bamenda,
Okay.
production houses will contract an actor
Yes.
and they will agree on how much to pay.
Yes.
A quarter of that money they are paying you, they are sending it to NACAM to start paying for your
For your registration.
That's how it was working.
They register it.
Okay, that's the initial.
Initial, that's
It
what
was
we
not
do.
a plan, but it was an
It
understanding.
was an understanding.
Because these children are there, but they wanted to belong to NACAM, so they couldn't afford. So these production houses started doing their small projects, and then compensate the actors so that they can be registered in the guild.
Don't you think that NACAM could also be a way of preventing actors from growing?
No. Instead, NACAM is exposing them to grow.
But how?
We have a website now. Actually.
Now, let me
Yes.
tell you how we
have
promote them to grow.
yes.
We expose them. We do profiling.
Yes.
You know, they think we do trainings, we do workshops. We profile you in every project you do anywhere.
Mhm.
NACAM
Organize
profiles you.
auditions,
We organize auditions, monologues, challenges.
Yes.
NACAM does all that. And now, when you talk about hindering actors from growing, I know you're trying to still look at it vis-a-vis projects or production houses.
Yes, because I'm looking at
Now,
it like, what if
We are instead trying
yes.
to liberate the
Mhm.
actors who are tied by production houses. Because if a production house ties you
Yes.
not to act in a particular project
Mhm.
because you belong to this project, this production house, then they are limiting you. That's when NACAM comes and says, no, this is a freelance. The fact that he's a member of a production house does not give you the power to hinder or to limit his acting with any project anywhere.
Yes.
But I
So
think
rather,
every
they are the
actor
ones
should-
that are bringing
Mhm.
them
the
into
actors
a
down.
trap. Yes, they are closing them up in a trap.
I was seeing it like maybe if a production house does that, yes, it may be biased on the aspect of the fact that okay, they want you to just be in their production house and just act there. But I'm sure there are production houses out there who are really there to do what they are doing, and NACAM should just go a step ahead to encourage.
Do you know
Because
We don't
Do you
we
know
don't we
that
don't deny we don't hinder production houses,
Mhm.
but we protect the actors in the case where we find you being imprisoned.
that- Yes.
We let production
Do you
houses do
know
their
that
work. We don't need that.
Mhm.
The auditions that you see flying everywhere,
Yes.
some of them don't get to see.
They don't even do
Normally,
the
when you are
don't do the films.
in the guild, we are contacted. We need somebody of this age,
Of this
we
age,
need
of this
somebody
level.
of this, and we post it in public.
In our
videos.
forum. Say,
In
okay,
social media,
sometimes
we have
we
another-
even look
Mhm.
at the members.
Mhm.
We say, okay, this role they have asked us.
And